I'm gonna run a test. I'm learning leatherwork until I break even, and I was sent these glues from RH Adhesives. I have no idea what the difference between any of them is. There's leather adhesive, rubber cement, all-purpose adhesive, vinyl cement, and then thinner. And so I'm gonna run a test with some leather and elastic, and then I'm also gonna compare the glue that I've previously been using and then see which one works the best for my application. I'm also gonna intentionally get some glue on the top of the leather and then try to clean it up with the thinner and see if that works or not. I'm gonna go out to my garage for some ventilation. I got this table from work that I'm gonna be able to put downstairs for some more storage. Theoretically, I could do this experiment with a bunch of different types of leather in different situations to try to find the ideal thing. But I'm just trying to figure out quickly what generally works good. So I get this isn't very scientific, but it'll be good enough for what I'm doing. So I already have some opinions about these just by the method of application. This one is just really thin. It's meant for PVC and vinyl, not the right application. When I was first using this glue before RH Adhesive sent me any of the other ones, I was initially not a fan of the brush that was inside of the can because I felt like it was messy. But using all these back to back, the brush was by far the best way to have the glue go where I want it and not anywhere else. I can prove that that's true because I put some glue on top of all of these to demonstrate if I got glue on the piece, what would happen, how would I get it off. All three with the brush, I didn't get any on anywhere else except for on the inside where I meant to put it. The other two without the brush, I got it on the outside without even meaning to. So that's a big deal to me already. I'm gonna try to get off some of the glue that's on here, see what I can do. I'm gonna put another dab of glue on these and not wipe it off to see how it looks when it's dry. All right, once these loosely dry, I'm gonna finish one edge to see how the glue looks once the edge is finished, and then I'll do a destructive test once it completely dries. Another factor to consider is to apply these, I had to go somewhere with some ventilation because they stink and the vapors are not good. For this, I don't have to have ventilation, so that's really nice. But it's not a huge deal just for me to go out to my garage to use these. Okay, these are all dry now, and so let's look at the spot where I spilled the glue. This is rubber cement, so that looks like that. The backside where I tried to clean it up with the thinner looks not great, but definitely better than if I would have just left it. Dual 88, it looks pretty similar to the rubber cement. And the backside where I cleaned it up, S18, I think it looks pretty similar. It's hard to tell because I think I spread it out a little more. And then I think the backside also looks similar as well. I think I used more thinner and so there's more bleaching effect. Vinyl cement, it's pretty clear. It didn't really come off with the thinner as well. Phoebings, it dried really clear. Did not come off with the thinner, which is not surprising because that's not meant for that at all. Honestly, water would have probably worked better to clean it up. Let's do the destructive test now. I pulled fairly hard, but it came out. That was pretty difficult. So it looks like since the elastic was in here, it didn't really make good contact on any of these. I think if I would have done a second coat prior to sticking them together, it would have done a lot better. Now the Dual 88. Again, I pulled fairly hard, probably the same amount as the rubber cement. Okay, that was definitely stronger than the rubber cement. I pulled significantly harder, almost as hard as I could. S18. Okay, I guess it's stuck. So that one I'd say was a little harder than the Dual 88. Not significantly though, but the elastic is really in there. Vinyl cement. That was probably the same as these two, if not a little easier. Yeah. Feebings. It's really strong on the elastic. I can't get this apart. Really hard to get apart. So I'm gonna do another test with these three and give them 2 coats and see what the results are. All right, these have all been drying for 24 hours now, so let's see how the strength is. I can't get it out. The Dual 88. That one didn't come out at all either, and I think it's stronger than the rubber cement because I can feel this like slipping a little, but this is just solid. Not moving at all. Now the S18. Yeah. Those are in there, I can't get them out. That was difficult, but I was able to get it apart. So, that is stronger than it'll ever need to be. That's ridiculous. Jeez. Okay, so I tried to finish all the edges the same, but what I'm looking for is where the 2 pieces of leather touch on the end. What does that look like? Can I tell there's 2 pieces of leather, or does it look seamless? So for the rubber cement, it honestly looks like 1 piece of leather. That looks really good. Now the Dual 88. Now I did a worse job finishing the edge, but I think the seam looks pretty much the same as the rubber cement. I can't really see the seam, so that one is good as well. S18, honestly really good as well. I can't see a seam either. Wow, this is not a very good comparison since they all look the same. Now the vinyl cement, I might have just not glued there, but I mean honestly the edge looks good where it did get the glue. And now the Feebings glue. Oh wow, that's actually shocking. The seam is so obvious. I did not expect that. Let me compare these two side by side. So being able to see the seam is a huge deal to me. That's a make or break on if I use the glue or not. Okay, here's my final thoughts. The Feebings is good for precise like dots. If I need to put glue in one specific spot and it's not gonna be near an edge and I just want it to like tack something, I think it's useful for that. And so I'll probably still use it in those specific situations. And then these 3, I like the method of application, the brush. This one is thicker than the leather adhesive, and so it's less messy to apply, but it's slightly less strong. This one is strong as well. Maybe in the middle of these, I don't really know. Maybe this has better uses for other materials, but since I'm doing leather work, I'm probably going to stick to these 2 for mostly everything I'm doing. I'm really glad that I did this test because me not being able to get this elastic out at all gives me so much confidence for these wallets that I'm making that that elastic will never come out. I just need to make sure to do 2 coats, which if I'm going for strength, apparently that's really important. Let me know if I missed anything, if you've had different experiences, or if this was helpful for you. It's definitely helpful for me. Oh, thanks again to RH Adhesives for sending me these. I'm very appreciative of any help I can get, especially when I'm happy with with the products. Yep.